Hello, hello. We are back with Elysian Road. Going into our last part here. So we pick up with Dylan, Ziva going on their shopping trip. So first, right? People want to go shopping and buy things. So would you like to do that? What do y'all want
Yeah.
to buy?
I need to buy a compad.
All right. You can very easily buy a compad for 100 credits.
Cool. That's
There you go.
cheap.
Yep.
Didn't
So
have to barter or anything.
So
Ode.
I mean, is
Hey, that's on him. Not me.
Is
Makes me
that-
barter every time.
look at this fun. Is this a situation where like so Ziva's with you, right? So do you go like to a tech shop and do you like have her pick one out, or is this like you just like grab the first standard one off the shelf?
Well,
and
this
just hand
is
it to
me
her?
buying one for me. So.
Oh right. I don't know what I was thinking in my mind why you're buying Ziva one. I
Ziva
don't know.
already has a phone.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Totally right. Yeah, right. You're just buying one for yourself. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just buy a standard one from the shelf, and so
Yeah, it looks exactly like her old one.
yeah. Yeah. Cool. Okay. And did you have anything else you wanted to buy?
Other than Ziva, some new clothes. No.
Okay. Yeah. Right. I mixed them up in my head. I had looked at your goals before this, and I was like, Ziva okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you get a compad, and then you take Ziva to what kind of clothing store is this? Like, is this do you take her to like the seedy like punk clothing store, or is this just
Is there a space Old Navy?
a spoiled navy? Yeah. No, it's an old space navy. It's what it is. Because
Old Navy?
no, because it's like a navy in space.
Oh.
Like Starfleet, right? No,
But
it's
like
called Old
more-
Starfleet.
it's
That's what
more
it's
like
called. Old
old-
Starfleet.
It's more like combat clothes than like
Right.
regular clothes.
Oh
Old
yeah.
Fleet. It's a mix between Old
What?
Navy ended up buying Farm and Fleet.
Oh no.
And then
Why?
it's
Why?
Old Fleet.
That's the worst business decision they ever made. So I guess it's up to you, Carly. What kind of store is this?
Well, yeah, I think Dylan takes her into like a relatively cheap store, but they sell like pretty basic like I don't know how to describe clothing. Like I don't know, it's like an army surplus store, but like
Yeah.
spacified.
Yeah. Casual clothing. Yeah. Pretty cheap. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you're gonna let her pick out her own clothes?
Probably. She probably suggests a few things that she might want to have, but
Yeah, sure. So I think we see you just kind of like montaging this, right? Like, have a whole. It's like any
oh,
scene
just
in any
trailing
movie.
behind them.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
alongside.
It's any scene in any movie ever where they go buy someone new clothes, right? Where like they're trying
Yeah.
them out and there's like a peppy music underneath. Oda's the classic like guy in the scene who doesn't want to be there. And yeah, she tries on all of these weird outfits and like we can see Dylan like shaking her head like no, and then like she finds something that's actually like somewhat normal, and then Dylan's like yeah. Yeah, I think
She just gets like 5 different outfits, all the same thing.
No, I think, well, so this is the thing. I think she chooses at first, like, a bunch of really weird stuff. Like, she finds the weirdest clothing that she can, and she's like, oh, I want this. And then, like, you're like, I don't know.
None of it matches.
And I think you managed to eventually get her down to something, like, a little bit more manageable, where it's still very much, like, preteen wants to be all unique and but also pretty kind of a situation, right? But it's also like Ziva like suddenly being shown dozens and dozens and dozens of options for clothing when she's
Yeah.
only ever had one. So yeah, she's into it. She's likes it. One thing at the end of it, right? You guys are putting the clothes up on the counter and like buying stuff. And I think Ziva, she grabs her little phone, like puts it to the bank account number, like puts it to your like brings up her account information and just like plops the phone on the counter. And the guy like looks at it, the cashier, and he says, "Is she paying?" And he looks at you, Dylan.
Dylan like kind of waves to the side and is like, no, Ziva, it's fine. I've got it. She gives him her numbers.
Okay, yeah. I think she kind of like takes back her phone and kind of like frowns and looks at it. She's like, "Well, what should I spend these 100 credits on then?"
Save them. You never know when you'll need them.
Oh. But that's boring. Oh, what should I spend these 100 credits on?
Don't ask him.
How much does a sword cost?
Honestly, like, getting her a short sword wouldn't be a bad idea. She probably at least knows how to hold it.
She's probably more familiar with swords and she has laser.
Yeah. And Dylan
She's
could teach her
particularly
everything else.
familiar with either, but
She could get a medium advanced weapon for 60, a small advanced weapon for 40. I think like a short sword would be a medium advanced weapon, so it would be 60 credits.
But Oda would probably suggest a gun, so I'm trying to find the
Could she get both?
range. Here we go.
I want to be
I
like
have a
Daddy
lot of
and
money.
Mommy.
She could get a shotgun for 50.
You want to be a psychopath and a pilot?
Yeah, I'm like, you should buy a gun, but it would have to be a projectile gun because
Yeah, she looks at you and she says, "Oh, what kind of gun can I buy?"
it looks like it'd probably have to shoot bullets. Lasers or mags are too expensive. But I mean, that's better than nothing.
Okay, we should
Yeah.
go to a weapon store then.
Yeah, Dylan just kind of suggests maybe a sword would suit you. Have you ever used one before?
So you know what I think I want to happen here? Ode and Dylan both make a persuasion roll or a talk roll, and see who wins.
Oh my gosh.
This is charisma, right?
Yeah.
6. Nice.
Yeah. So eventually she decides she's like looking at her options and she's like, "Well, I can get for 100 credits. I can get a really cool sword that cuts things. Like has this," and she's like looking at this like catalog, right? And she points to it and she's like, "It says it has a monofilament blade. I don't know what that means, but it sounds really cool."
It means that if you mess up swinging it, you're probably more likely to cut yourself than swinging it. So yeah.
Oh no.
Can I turn it to a stun setting?
No, I mean, no. People tend to be stunned when you cut them, but that's about as much as it can go. I mean, I guess we could have you a custom stun sword made like we had with Dylan's, but that was pretty expensive.
Is that more than 100 credits?
Yes. I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I could help you out, Dylan says.
Yeah, her eyes go wide as if she was really hoping that someone would say that. And she says, "Oh, that would be great." And then she like looks at you, Ode. Just kind of like
Wait, what?
expectantly.
I missed something. Why is she looking at me?
Dylan said, I can help you pay for that like special like sword." And then she looks at you, and then I think she like flips open her the catalog on their phone and like points to like a TL4 like laser rifle, and she's like,
Oh. I mean, she has a laser pistol, doesn't she?
"Yes, but laser rifle."
I mean, how much is a laser rifle?
Like the 300 or something.
Buy her
300.
affection, David.
Yeah,
Buy her affection.
I think he's like, maybe you should learn to shoot the laser pistol before we get you a laser rifle.
Yeah, she starts pouting, but I think she accepted.
Dylan agrees. I almost said Drew. Wrong character.
Yeah, okay. So you want to buy her a special like stun baton sword, like like you made earlier. Okay, yeah.
But it's like Ziva size.
Yeah, exactly. Is this a Zephos as well?
Probably.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
I agree. So would one of you like to make a trade roll to see how well that business deal goes? To make a custom Stumbaton sword.
What's your charisma modifier, Dylan? Is it +0?
Yeah.
Do you have talk?
I have +1 talk.
Okay, well, mine's -1, so you should.
Well, but it's a trade roll.
Oh, you're right. Trade.
So
Yeah, I have -1 in that. So
same.
yeah. I mean, it's a sword, so I think you should make it.
Can I get a modifier because we've done this before?
I'll give you a modifier just because like Ode is here and he was the one who did the thing in the first place, and so he could probably help you figure out like how to do it again and make sure you can convince the guy. Only a +1 now. There you go. That's not too bad. Yeah, I mean, I think like the guy, you managed to find a guy who's willing to do that. And it's not too difficult. I think by the end of the day, you, what's her face, has a standard issue stun baton sword thing. And by standard issue, I mean totally not standard issue. Because that's not a thing. Yeah.
First stun baton is sword shape.
Non-standard issue.
Yeah.
Is what this is. That's just being erratic. Yeah. So that happens. You get Ziva her stuff, and then I think it's time to go get yourselves MES tested.
Wait, can I buy my shotgun?
Oh yeah, you want to buy a shotgun? Yeah.
Yeah. I would also like to have some modifications done to my gun.
Ah, okay. So
Awesome.
you're gonna buy a shotgun with what?
With what modifications or with what money?
Modifications.
Okay. Well, I'd like to get these modifications on both of my guns if that's possible. Let me.
Okay.
Because now that I actually have some money, I don't have to worry about not being able to afford them like I did a second ago. So let me. Oops. Let me find the shotgun on here. Spike thrower.
Spike thrower. Yeah.
Oh wait, did you say I could make this a stun spike thrower? I don't remember.
I think I said no on that. I don't think that makes much sense.
I can't have it like fire a cloud of chafe or something. Not chafe, but like I
chaff.
can't remember what to call it. Yeah, but it's like it's basically like a cloud of stuff that messes you up. I can't remember what it be. Can I just fire a cloud of tiny little electrical like prongs or something like that?
Maybe, but that will be a custom job, so it would cost more.
Yeah,
a bit
I
more.
figured, yeah. Well, so here. I'll find the modifications here.
One of these mods is called Infinite Power.
Yeah. Okay, so
Ooh, it's an auto-targeting mod.
yeah, so
And a
my
boosted
question
mod.
is, I assume that I can't get the what was it? Oh yeah, I assume I can't get the auto targeting mod on a laser weapon because it says that it has a micronized kinetic targeting aid, which makes it sound like it's shooting projectiles, right? Or is the kinetic targeting aid for recoil? What? Oh, right, laser rifles don't have recoil, so I assume the auto targeting can't go on a laser weapon, right? Does that make sense?
I don't know why it couldn't. We could just make up.
Description.
Right, but like we can make up some version of it that.
Oh, okay.
Right, like.
Well, in that case, I'd like to customize both of them. I'd like to boost both of them, and I'd like to get an auto targeting system on both of them.
Okay. So that's, let's see. I think 1,000 credits for a stun spike thrower.
Okay.
Plus, Let's see, 8,000.
Let me pull up the calculator here.
So 9,000, 13,000
oh.
credits.
Wait, in total?
Yep.
Are you sure? Most of those are like. Wait. Oh wait, you said 1,000. Okay. Yeah. Never mind.
13,000 credits. Yeah.
I was thinking you meant 10,000 for some reason. I'm like, that doesn't sound like you've added enough. But okay. 13,000. Okay.
So go ahead and make that trade roll, and we'll see how well.
In
That's
that
like
case,
the price that's most
if
likely.
that's all it is, I'd also like to get infinite power for the rifle and infinite magazine for the shotgun, if I can. Basically, I don't have to worry about reloading ever.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh my goodness!
So
I can make it phase through armor. What?
the issue with both of those is that they both require pre-tech salvage, which is something you would have to buy as well, which is a ridiculous amount of money.
Oh, it's expensive. Okay, I guess that makes sense. All right, in that case, they all take pre-tech salvage. No.
Like the chance of pre-tech salvage being on this planet is possible, right? But like you being able to buy it as a reasonable price is impossible.
Well, fine. Okay. Can I bubble seal my sweatpants?
What did you say?
I want to bubble seal my sweatpants.
I don't know if that would accomplish much.
Well,
You don't need oxygen in your sweatpants. You need oxygen in your...
Well, I assume it'll extend the bubble or something.
No, that's not how that works.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Can I get flexible sweatpants and give myself an extra... Wait, what does that even do?
Just make sure your encumbrance more or less.
Oh, I thought it was going to increase the... All right. Never mind. I guess just stick with those mods. Okay. And I will fail this roll real quick for you. Thought so.
Oh gosh.
I've never.
Okay, so it's gonna cost 20,000 credits in total.
That sounds familiar. Okay. I'll do it.
Yeah, the guy just senses that you have no idea what you're talking about, and so he just like outrageously overcharges you.
Okay. So let me see. So they each get +1 to hit, +2 to damage.
I am glad that I made the last trade roll.
Both get another +1 to hit. Wait. Or yeah. Oh, can I customize my sweatpants and get one more armor class?
Custom sweatpants?
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, my sweatpants don't actually give me armor class, but
yeah, you could make your sweatpants into like nanofiber sweatpants or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
That's the best thing I've ever heard. Okay. Let me just hold on.
Do you want a whole nanofiber sweatsuit?
Pants. No, I don't want to wear shirts.
Oh boy.
Okay, so let me just wait. I messed it up. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna increase my. I'm just gonna increase because I'm almost gonna be wearing pants, so it's okay if I increase my innate AC. I think. And now my AC is 21. I think. Wait, no, it should be 20. What is it? Hold on. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, it's 20. Customized sweatpants. You can probably move on if you'd like.
And so that's gonna be another 3,000 credits.
Oofta. All right. Well, if there's one thing Ode is about, it's paying way too much. So,
It's true. That has been a recurring theme.
yes.
I love how like Till sends you this message like, remember we have ship payments, and Ode's maybe like in the process of just like ringing up all of this gear.
Jill's just standing to the side like, you don't need to be paying this much.
Of course I do. I mean, you should say something.
He's
then.
not paying all of his money for gear, is he?
No, I still have
A significant
20,000.
portion of it, but yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
So Ziva's like watching in awe all of the cool things that you're getting, and she's just like, Dylan,
Oh no.
Dylan, can I get one of those?
No. Oh, you're such a bad influence.
Wait, did I say how much the stun baton cost?
I don't think so.
I don't
I don't
remember.
think I did.
Because I don't think I marked it off.
Let's say 250 credits.
Okay, so I paid 150 then.
Yeah, so she'll pay 100. Yeah.
Just spent all the
Okay.
money on that. Dang.
I get a +12 when I shoot with my rifle now.
Of course you do.
It does 3 extra damage.
Wow.
Wait, no.
Just
No,
wow.
it doesn't. It does 4 extra damage. Yeah. Oh, I love this game. Alright, sorry. Shoot, what was I doing?
That's not
So let's come back to you, Evelyn. So you're gonna go talk to these fiascos, right?
Yep.
Fergus, you're hot on pursuit. Do you want to make a program roll to try to track down Evelyn?
Oh no, a program roll. Whatever will I do? Oh no, only an 11.
Okay, yeah. So Fergus, you'll show up part the way through this scene. In whatever way you would like to. Evelyn, so you walk into a space bar. You walk into a space bar. And you realize that you are in front of a giant keyboard. No, so
That's where the astronauts hang out.
yeah, the space bar. You walk into this bar, and you see the normal the regular punk style that this world seems to enjoy, especially in the lower city. Lots of people surrounding this, in this area, drinking, and it's one of those bars where it's they sell fancy beer here, craft beer, and stuff where this is an alcoholic snob sort of bar. And you see a lot of young adults hanging out at this place. There's a pretty bartender, a woman around 25, doing the obligatory washing, drying of the glass as you walk in. Yeah, you have your information tells you this is where the Fiascos hang out.
This is where they hang out.
This is where they use this as a front for their revolutionary group, where they want to take down the megacorps.
I'm gonna roll notice.
Basically, Shadowrunners.
Yes, they're a bunch of Shadowrunners. That's what this is.
I'll
Or
roll
a bunch of
notice
craft
for
beer Shadowrunners.
Amazing.
What are you trying to notice?
which people are the revolutionaries? I'm trying to notice.
All of them. It's really obvious. You walk in, you see, and every single
Even the
person.
bartender?
Yeah, the bartenders. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Cool.
And it's one of those things, Evelyn, where even Evelyn, I think, despite her lack of social grace, you can tell that these are not they're too obvious about it. You're curious as to if megacorp agencies ever send people around here, because they could totally just walk in here and just be oh look, these people probably stole from us at some point. This looks obvious. They just have that sort of they just have that vibe of okay, so it's they're stuck up graduate students that have a lot of fancy ideas about government oppression and all that stuff, right? And they drink craft beer, talk about how they want to overthrow the government, sort of a thing. And every once in a while they do a thing about it, but it's it's more like a book club than a actual revolutionary group.
We're Shadowrunners.
Are they all wearing scarves, beanies, and using old-fashioned typewriters?
Yeah, kind of. It's that sort of vibe, but in space.
Midas is reminding me of Portland.
Midas is a little bit like Portland.
Or Seattle. One of the
Yeah.
two.
Minus is a little bit like Washington State without the prettiness, without the wilderness.
Now we just need a skyscraper that's held up by a very narrow base.
Yes.
Eventually
Okay.
I
I'm
saw
gonna
that
end
thing
this
in
game.
Seattle when I was there, and I looked at it
That thing.
and stared
Space
at it.
Needle.
That
No,
thing.
not the
Space
Space Needle.
Needle?
No.
They
There's,
just call
there's,
it the needle in my.
there's a square skyscraper.
There is.
It goes from like this down to something like that. It's this really crazy hourglass shape
Yeah, I've not seen that.
at its base. I need to look this up now.
Okay, I'm just going to be extremely blunt and point blank with them then.
Mhm.
If that I can tell that that's the way that they speak, and if that's the way that I speak, that's perfect. So, she walks in and she says, "Fiascos."
And they all look at you, and like I think one of them like a woman who's like kind of like reading some sort of book on like her tablet, like looks up at you and kind of like her face goes white, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I need to put a crew together.
What kind of crew?
The kind of crew that goes to try to save a life.
And I think a guy like stands up. He has a scarf and a beanie on, and like spectacles, and he stands up and he says, I don't know who you think we are, but you can just leave if you're gonna cause trouble.
Takes a glass. No, I gotta think this through. She makes a quick reach for she reaches for a weapon, and she waits to see what they do.
I think they respond in kind. Like basically
Everybody
everyone.
pulls out their weapons, yeah.
And this is the thing, right? Like you may have underestimated them at first, but everyone pulls out like small hidden weapons from like
Yep.
places where you didn't expect them to. Like the guy literally in his scarf just like and like pulls out a little like
That's
like hold
great.
out pistol. And they're all pointing guns at you as you're pointing a gun at them.
And she's just like, she smiles and she's like, not who I think you are, huh? You know what I see? Altruistic idealists stuck in a bar pretending that they're doing something with their lives. They're restless. They're restless because there's been something they've always wanted their entire life. They think about it every morning. They think about it every night. The
Every
one
night
thing
and
they
day.
really want. The one thing that they were born for.
And I think the woman kind of like gets up, and she like walks over to you, and she kind of like gestures at the people to like put down their guns. And she says, "What's your name?"
What's my fake name that you put on your thing?
Fergus.
Fergus, what's my fake name?
Oh.
Did you come up with that already?
Tiddlywinks.
What? No.
I don't know. Come up with your own name. You put me on the spot.
Did you give everybody Greek names?
Sure.
How about this one, Connor?
Athena, there we go.
Oh yeah,
Athena.
yeah, Athena.
Athena.
Yeah, and the girl raises her eyebrow, like the Greek goddess.
You got it.
Okay, Athena. So if you're the goddess of war and wisdom, what's your wisdom and what's our war?
Just gave you the wisdom. You want to go save a life?
It depends. What is this whole thing about? Why does this person need saving?
She takes a seat.
She keeps standing and everybody keeps pointing their guns at you. Or, keeping their guns on hand because you told them not to point them at you anymore.
and she's gonna roll lead, but then she is going to tell her life story, and I want to see how well she does at this.
Okay. Is this a talk roll or
Lead.
what? So what's your intent exactly?
I want them to fight for me.
Right. So you want to give a rousing speech so that they'll fight for you. So, how are you like phrasing this, right? Like, how are you playing on their revolutionary tendencies to play this up?
I emphasize the terrible things that were done to me, and the terrible things that were done to the person that I'm trying to find.
I mean, are we going to be able to hear this speech on screen, or is this a sort of thing where?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yay!
is that something? I figured that would be the great way to season finale. This is to realize what Evelyn went through.
So go ahead and roll. Actually, no. Just go ahead and say it first.
Okay.
And then we'll roll lead.
I was born very unlike normal people, to say the least. And you can tell that like the audience can tell that like she's uncomfortable. The people can't tell that she's uncomfortable talking about this. But
they probably can.
Yeah, probably can. Yeah. But this is like she is full blown like determination. Like she's going to find this person no matter the cost. And it's like everything else about her being and her personality has been put on hold. And she just knows that if she tells them the truth, that this is the only leverage she has. And so she's going to just go for it. So just to explain where I'm coming from for Evelyn's character, in case this seems very random. This is very random, but that's the point. So I wasn't born like most people were. I don't actually have any parents. I was genetically created for a specific purpose. That was to be a general of an army. In fact, I was genetically bred to be the greatest general that has ever lived. Along with a whole batch of kids. I was raised, trained, secluded. It's this organization called Paragon Science that
everybody looks around at them because they've heard about Paragon Science.
They were trying to create the perfect general. And they used people's lives to do it. And the Imperium, they were the ones that hired them for this job. And there was one person that showed me what a human being was like. What a human being could be. And his name was Vigo. He was the liaison for between the Imperium and Paragon Science. And one by one, the generals, the other kids, they were disqualified, and I never saw them again. Wait, do I know what exactly happened to them?
They got killed, remember?
Do I know that though? Does Evelyn know that?
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of the whole thing. Was he told you about it, right? He like.
Right. Yeah.
Right. He was like these people are evil, like that sort of thing. Yeah.
One by one, everybody I knew, all of the children that were like me, they were killed. I didn't know it at the time. I just thought that they had left or been disqualified, or some of them I even thought had been sold as generals, but Vigo later told me that they had been murdered. And I was the last one left. And he told me to run. He told me that that I couldn't be the general that I was supposed to be, and that they were going to kill me because I had failed too. And so I ran, and he saved my life. And I have been searching for him for years. And now, I know where he is.
So this is the person that we're going to rescue.
Yes.
And we're gonna... Our war is with the Imperium. That's what you want to get us into?
We're not starting a war with the Imperium. We're going in to rescue somebody, and then we're getting out. This isn't a war, this is guerrilla warfare. In my entire life, I have been training. My entire life, I've been training as a general. Guerrilla warfare is my specialty.
Listen, lady. She says the girl. Listen, girl, I appreciate the offer, but we have our own thing going on here. People of Midas need us. There's no reason for us to leave just to go on some sort of rescue mission that doesn't really seem to have much point. Who is this?
Feel it?
Why is this person important? What is this gonna do? What's the meaning behind this?
What is
What
the
do you-
meaning of this?
What do you stand for here?
We stand for the people. We want to see things change here on Midas.
And how long have you been at this?
In a few years now.
Your goal is trying to change the whole planet, huh?
Well, it has to start somewhere.
Why won't it start here? Maybe you can't make a difference on this planet just as the few of you. Not for this whole planet. But maybe. I think she kind of changes her scheme
tactic.
a little bit. Her tactic.
Tech.
And
Mhm.
she kind of says, if you help me rescue this man, I will personally lead this revolution.
And yeah, she laughs and she says, so you're telling me, the leader of this revolution, that if we help you, you'll take my job. That sounds
No.
like a wonderful compensation.
No, I'm telling you that you get to use me like the Imperium was going to use me. Except for a good cause, not an evil one.
See, now, this all comes down to whether or not I believe your little story. It sounds like it's a little bit far-fetched, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Make a talk roll.
Not extremely far-fetched. No, not a talk roll.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like,
A talk roll would be
there's still a little bit of conversation to have here because, like, you haven't given them, like, a concrete reason yet. Like, they have no reason to believe you or your story or your skills.
I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I don't know enough about Evelyn's past in a sense. Like, what I know about her past is what I've just said.
I mean, what part of you would probably be the most... What thing in your past would probably be the most well-known in the sector?
Oh. I mean, yeah. I beat the simulations. I was the best strategist ever. You want to look up my record?
The pro gaming thing?
Yeah.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah. I pull up my pro gaming profile.
Uh-huh. And so
no, I can't do that. That's a terrible idea.
You
Why?
give them a fake name.
No.
Yeah, I get the fake name.
No, that's the thing. You know what I think happens, Connor, is you pull up the profile and your gamer tag was Athena.
Oh gosh.
Yes. Yes. Goddess
Yes.
of War and Wisdom. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, you want to look me up? I was the greatest strategist among the in the most prosperous time in our galaxy. A bunch of great minds came together at a time of peace to compete with one another. I beat them all.
Make that lead roll.
Attribute?
I
I think I'm going intelligence right now.
You know what you should do? This should be wisdom
What?
for thematic purposes.
I hate you.
It's better than charisma, dude.
As I said,
Are you serious?
Alternate outcome.
Yep, alternate outcome.
Also, take a +1 for the situation.
Okay.
I forgot to say that.
I'm gonna be so upset if this doesn't work.
I think we all are.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Yes.
So you know what the thing is, guys? We painted these people to be the ultimate in like these are snobby graduate students who definitely caught up with the gaming circuit on SWA.
Oh my gosh.
And so when you reveal
my
this to them and they realize it, the girl and the guy who've been talking like look at each other and they look back at you and they say, "No way." And then we just cut. So Fergus, I think you heard all of that. I think what we see just for like funsies, I think we focus in on one of the people in the bar, and we realize that it's actually Fergus as a shapeshifter. And yeah, like what do you think about all this?
Well, I'm so going with.
So you're just gonna pretend to be one of these people and just go with?
Yeah.
This is so awesome.
That's actually so cool.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, we're losing 2 members of our team, but it's fine.
I'm totally grabbing my Hephaestus engine parts, though, bringing it with. It's my baby.
Because you just one of these revolutionaries all of a sudden just produces a Hephaestus engine partway through the revolt or whatever.
Working on it.
So yeah, does anyone else have a thing?
Yeah, I want those 2 punk guys, those 2 tattooed punk guys who made a mention of me, come in and try to beat me up, and all the soldiers defend me. That's what I want.
No.
No. I figured that was foreshadowing for that. I figured that's what was gonna happen.
No, that's like a thing that's happening in the larger scheme of things.
Ah, crap,
Yeah.
Gib. All right.
Well, I think the obvious next thing to do, and the last thing to do, right, is the MES testing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ode and Dylan, you find yourselves at the door of a small apartment. And I think on the door there's a little like sign written longhand, like with a pen, and like taped to the door is whatever this guy's name is. What's this guy's name again? Tasura Tuala, MES testing specialist. Like just written out handwriting. He doesn't have that good of a handwriting either.
that seems convincing.
I mean, he's a doctor, so.
I was gonna say.
Some things don't change even in space.
Yeah.
In space, no one can hear your handwriting being bad.
Those names I just posted in chat are the names of the 2 people, the main people in the revolution there, in the Fiascos. Lois is the guy and Electra is the girl.
Lois is the scarf guy.
Yeah.
Lit. Hey, if Renee doesn't come with, I'm gonna be very upset. Just letting you know. I want Renee to have secretly been a part of the revolution, and she wanted to help me just because she thought she had pity on me, and she had the good heart that the rest of the revolutionaries did.
Well, I mean,
So-
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Okay.
I've decided.
So yeah, Dylan, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, oh, that looks professional, and then
Knocking that door, yeah. Yeah, and there's a moment of silence, and then like you hear the like a couple of locks like being unlocked, and then door opens, and it's actually like one with like a legitimate handle. Like this is not a sliding door. This is just like a door with a knob.
Dylan, like,
Yeah, and so the guy is inside, right? It's a Samoan guy, like tan skin, tall, lanky. He has he's bald. He's not wearing a shirt, and he just has some like baggy sweatpants on.
hey, no shirt buddies.
Yeah. Yeah, and he like squints like it's really bright.
Yeah. So I look at the sign
Yeah.
that says his name, which is, I'm sorry.
Tasura Tuala.
So I'm like, are you Tasura? Even though I'm clearly looking at his name on the door.
Yeah, that's me.
You do MES testing?
Yeah, I mean, doesn't the sign say that? Yeah, come.
Yeah.
It's
I've
bri-
just never seen a doctor
No,
that
it's
wears a
just
shirt.
come in. Why is it so bright out there?
This guy's super hungover, isn't he?
Yeah.
So yeah, you
that
guys,
happens when you take too many. Just saying.
you guys come in, right? And he closes the door behind you, locks the 3 locks, and he goes over, and this is like there's it's actually like there's a huge window that is like one of the walls, really, and it's completely like shuttered, like with like a really long shades that are just like drawn over the whole thing. Yeah, it's a very spacious apartment for what it is. But like it's literally only this one room. This one room is really spacious, but it's only that, and so he just has like a couch that you guessed folds out into a like a futon, and like a place for like a little kitchenette, and a living room, and that's it. Probably a bathroom somewhere, but you don't see it. And yeah, he I think what he does is he goes to the couch, and he just like sits on the like top of it, feet on the cushions, and just like looks at you. He's like, so which one of you has latent psychic powers?
Well, hopefully none of us, but maybe me. Also, my
You're
friend
scratching
here
an armpit.
hasn't been tested, so we thought we might want to.
He looks at Dylan. You haven't been tested? You're like, what? You're 17?
Obviously this one.
Oh,
The
hi.
guy who is old enough to be tested.
Yeah, and Ziva's just kind of like looking at him strangely, like, what is wrong with this guy, sort of a thing.
Yeah. Question.
Yeah, and so Tasura, he hops down from the couch, and he goes into the kitchen, and he opens the refrigerator, and he kind of rummages around in it a little bit, and then he pulls out some sort of like little module, and he brings it over to like the coffee table, sets it down, and like starts like taking out like syringes and things, and he like plugs this like wire into the wall, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna need just a little bit of a blood sample, and he goes over, just like sticks you with a needle right away, Ode.
All right.
Yeah, takes some blood, and then just like drops a little bit into this like little weird device, and it's a very strange looking thing. Like you have no idea what he's doing with this thing, but he's like twisting a knob on it,
So
and
this isn't what it looked like last time I got tested.
no, it's whirring slightly.
Of course.
Yeah, and he's kind of like staring at it, and he keeps staring at it.
Okay. What does
Wait.
it say?
Wait for it.
Right. Okay. Waiting.
Just wait, dude. It's fine.
It's what I'm doing.
Don't leave.
What?
Just
Wasn't
a couple more seconds.
going anywhere. Okay.
Maybe that doesn't do anything. Here, wait a second. And then he
Are you sure you did?
he starts fiddling with it again. He's like, just wait.
Wait for it.
Does anyone have any granola on them? Any?
Wait for it.
Starts-
Yes,
Oh.
Caleb.
There we go.
Yes.
You either you granola?
I don't. Do I even know what granola is?
I mean, probably. It's probably something.
Okay. No.
He's like, I think I might have this on the wrong. Give me a second. Starts fiddling with the bottom of it. I think when he just like turns it over, your blood spills on the coffee table.
Oh.
And he just starts like fiddling with the back of it. Yeah, and Ziva like, I think she whispers into your ear, Dylan, "This guy scares me."
Dylan whispers back, "Me too."
Oh boy. Yeah, what's this going well?
So he finally seems to like figure out what's going on with it. Turns it back over, grabs the needle again, and comes over to you. He's like, "One more time."
Okay.
Sticks again, takes some,
Okay.
goes back over to it, puts it in there, and presses another button. And then it makes a very loud whirring noise. He's like,
Okay. Good. What does it say?
Low battery.
Wait. I think it's just gonna be just a couple more seconds. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And then a little ding stops, and the whirring like turns off. And he opens a little panel, and there's like a little screen on this device, and he's like, "Oh my, what? I haven't seen that before.
I think your machine's broken.
I think you're broken, dude." And he looks at you like you're a ghost or something.
Okay.
He's like, "This isn't like this isn't. It's not.
Yeah. It's not what?
So there's a certain reading that comes up when someone has MES.
Right.
There's another certain reading that comes up when someone doesn't have MES. And
Okay.
then there's your reading, which I've never seen before in my life.
Right. Yeah. So that sounds to me like faulty equipment. I don't.
No, I fixed it. It's fine.
You're saying it's more likely that I'm the first.
Here.
one.
Okay. Hey,
Right. Yeah.
does this girl have MES? Points to Dylan.
No.
She shakes her head.
Okay, cool. So here, we'll test this out. He goes over to you and just sticks you with a needle, puts it in the thing, yeah, and just like starts
man.
whirring it up again. And he waits for it, and he's like, "Let's see if it comes up that she's negative for MES, then we'll know it's working and it's fine, and then we'll have to start considering the fact that you are some sort of weird super mutant that we've never seen before in our entire lives."
I guess.
That is so weird.
And then he waits for this thing, and then the dings again, and then he's like, "What? No, what?
Yeah, it sounds like your machine's broken.
No,
Like, what does it
you're
say?
both super mutants. What is going on?"
No, I think your machine's broken. Try her. And I pointed at Ziva.
And yeah, he's like, "Okay, I mean, I think it's a whole super mutant family going on over here." So sticks
What?
her
How does that
sticks her again, goes over, does the thing,
does that even mean?
and then it pings, and it says, and he's like, no, my machine's working. She doesn't have MES, but you
Maybe
two
she does
have
have
something else entirely.
Okay. So what does that mean?
It
Is this
means-
MIS?
I don't know. I mean, what would that even stand for? Multidimensional
Multidimensional-
introversion syndrome?
Yeah, duh. Come
Dylan.
on. So
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
what does that mean then?
It means. So I mean, basically, what's happening, right? When you look at this reading, this is like a level sort of thing, right? So it's like if you're a certain percentage on this thing, you have MES. If you're lower than that, you don't. You guys have maxed out the scale and gone beyond it. I don't know what you have, but you're either like super psychics or you have something else that's totally messing with my readings.
All right.
So wait a second. You said that you had psychic powers. Can you describe these to me?
Well, oh yeah. So I had some weird visions, but they weren't
Weird visions. Okay, it sounds psychic.
they weren't precog because they had already happened or something.
How do you know they'd already happened?
Well, because the person I was with was younger in the thing, and I asked her.
How did
about
you know
it.
these were real?
Actually, when I asked her about it, did she confirm that happened? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Should we
I
see
think
it?
she just kind of brushed it off.
I think she did too.
Well, I mean, I remember you having a conversation with Fergus about it, and you guys had figured out it
Yes.
was post-cognition by that point.
Yeah.
So I think you can just say, let's just say that I think that's probably the case, that she confirmed it somehow.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, no, she said that, or at least indicated that it was something that had happened to her before. And also, I heard, or saw, I suppose, Dylan reading from, I don't know, I guess it was a Bible or something. I don't know.
Dylan
This
just
is
kinda
new. This is
stares
news
at
to
him.
you, Dylan.
Yeah. She's like,
Um,
what?
We switched rooms, and I just randomly was like chilling. Then all of a sudden, you were reading a Bible, and I was like, okay. Anyways, so, but that obviously happened in the past because it wasn't her room anymore when I had that. Like, it was our room when I had that vision.
How do you know that these things weren't going to happen in the future, just in a very far distant future? Like say the girl that you were talking about before. What if that was her child in the future, and she was just destined to repeat her mother's misfortune?
I mean, unless she was happening to be shot at in the exact same alley by the exact same people, I think.
I don't know.
probably
Stranger things have happened, man.
Have they really?
Yes, they have.
Sure.
Yep.
Well, since
Gonna
you're
say
the
something
expert,
super
why don't you
strange?
just?
No.
You're the expert. Why don't you tell us what's happening then?
So if you have post-cognition, which isn't a thing,
Right now.
then
now
I
that's
don't
the
know
reading,
what to
right?
do.
Like,
So
But the reading isn't the thing either, right? So.
right, yeah. So you're I don't know. You're yeah. Maybe it is MIS. I did. What I'm
Okay.
saying is, whatever it is, it's not MES.
Right. So now my question is, do we need to take medication? Are we going to go insane? if we don't take
I don't know. Have
medication?
you gone insane yet? Have you had an inkling of going insane? Starting to see things that aren't there? Like maybe you see people reading the Bible that aren't in the room?
I think I might tear your past out of your head. I feel like come out. I think I'm losing it. honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
See, that's a dead giveaway right there.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I don't know. I mean, how long do you usually go without taking meds before you psychically implode or whatever?
I think max I've heard is a month. How long has this been happening?
How long ago was I mean, it was more than a month, but how long ago did I have that first one?
Not quite a month.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean,
I'm saying I think in like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
wait, 2.5 weeks since I was on the planet with. I mean, it's been.
Yeah, no, that would have been 2. Yeah, it would have been about 2 weeks. It's January 1st when you guys started the campaign.
Oh, okay, all right.
It would have been something like 2 weeks.
All right, yeah. So he's like, well, the first time it happened to me was a couple weeks ago, but I mean, I don't know if.
I mean, as far as I know, taking MES pills when you don't have MES doesn't hurt necessarily. I mean, it might make you really drowsy, and I think some of the side effects. I mean, you might have random bleeding, but other than that,
Mild to severe death.
yeah, mild to severe asphyxiation in your sleep.
Is that a
Sleep-
joke?
MES meds cause SIDS.
Yeah.
Or SADS. Sudden adult death syndrome.
So what you're saying is we shouldn't take medication.
No, I mean it should be fine. I just the bleeding is like from your nose just a little bit,
And
That's-
your ears,
And
just
that's-
a lot of it.
and only in like specific circumstances. For the most part, MES pills don't do anything to someone who's not MES.
All right. Well, I think we probably ought to probably ought to do that because
Well, here. So I'll give you some MES pills. 300 credits a bottle. And it will.
what? How long does that last?
It should be enough there for 3 months of medication.
Oh, man, that's not
Of course, there is also the consultation fee and the equipment fee, and he starts like listing off these things.
bad. So what's the
Facilities
consultation
fee
fee
and-
for
Yeah.
something you've never seen before?
What?
What's the consultation fee for something you've never seen before?
I don't know. I guess I should charge more, shouldn't I?
But you can't exactly consult us on something that you don't understand.
I mean, I did.
What?
I gave you a consultation. I said like you're a super mutant, but like,
Right, but see, Dylan could have told me that, and that wouldn't have helped. So
and I think like you guys notice, Dylan. I think you notice like that Ziva looks like kind of like sad, like oh, she wished she had psychic powers, and everybody just kind of passed over that fact.
yeah, poor Ziva.
And yeah, so he looks at you. I think he looks at you again, Dylan, and he says, "So, I mean, what about you? Have you been exhibiting psychic phenomena? I mean, this guy, right? Like he's obviously having weird visions, but like you have the same thing. So like, what's going on with your head? Like visions? What's happening?"
Nothing that I can think of.
And I think as you say that, we cut from the scene, and we see your father, take out this compad from like his bag. They're like in the wasteland, right? And he's with his wife, and he's taking a look at this compad, and he like touches just the front of the screen, just kind of like casually, and then suddenly, Dylan, what were you thinking the moment that you set that compad down?
Like maybe I'll regret this, but like, why would I completely cut ties with my only family left?
Yeah, and so we hear that like an echo, right? Like as he like holds this, and then he says, "Dylan," and looks around, and then we just cut back. Yes, you say nothing, and he's like, "Well, hypothesis is out the window. That I don't know." Here, let's do this. Let's do a test. How about you try doing something psychic? So, Ode, concentrate really hard. Try to have a post-cog vision.
Okay.
Yeah, make a mental save.
I can do that. No, I can't.
Oof.
David, no.
Yeah, so I think what happens is you open your brain to the psychic maelstrom, as it were, and things don't happen as you would like them to.
So can I have one anyways? Make a physical save for something and try not to get hurt or something like
Right, well, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying, right? Like something
right.
happens, but it's not gonna be good.
that.
And
I get
so
obsessed.
yeah, I think what you see, is you see this guy, yeah. Okay, this is what you see. Suddenly, the room around you is filled with ghostly images of people. You see Tasura, right? Like this guy as a ghostly image, at like kind of like walking around the couch, like as looking at someone, and then you realize as someone walks through you that he's talking to this person,
It's like,
and
okay.
you look, and you recognize this woman.
Okay.
It's the captain of the pharmaceutical vessel from the first session.
I
So
knew you were gonna
what's
bring
her
this back.
name? Do I remember?
Her name was
Chloe Lasmos, right?
Yeah, Chloe Lasmos. Yeah.
Holy crap! how
From
did
what?
you-
From last session?
No,
From
from the first session.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
medical ship.
And you hear Tasura.
The pilot.
Chloe or he doesn't remember her name. It's like that's that medical lady from the bandit ship.
Yeah, and so you hear Tasura, the ghost Tasura, say like, yeah, they're gonna come to my apartment tomorrow. It looks like. Why do you want them? And Chloe says, they took something they shouldn't have.
Look, man, it was just some bloodshot. Get over it. It's a recreational drug.
And so this is the thing. I think Ode is like in a trance this entire time. I don't think he's responding to this, right? But so she said, right, like, I think they took something, that didn't belong to them. I'm here to get it back. My employers have been very cross with me. And Tasura kind of shrugged. She's like, I mean, that's not my problem. And then Chloe pulls a gun, points it at his head.
Is now, boy.
And and Tasura's like, whoa, hey. Okay, I'll keep them in my apartment for as long as I can. You're gonna have to come here and take care of yourself, all right? I'm not gonna be responsible for this. And then Chloe's like, yeah, just distraction is all I need. It's fine. I don't want to use this if I don't have to. But listen, Tasura, I need these kids. All right? You will not let them out of your sight, or there will be consequences. And Tasura shrugs again. He's like, all right, fine. And I think what happens is we come back to the to real time, and we realize that Ode has been unconscious. He's out cold on the ground. Dylan, you're standing over him, trying to get it, wake him up, right? You're like, what's happening? And that's when the Castor Pharmaceutical people burst into the room. And I think that's probably where we just end.
What? No.
Unless you guys want to it's 11:30 is the thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh man.
And that seems like a good cliffhanger of an ending. So there you go. That's been Elysian Road.
Said the Imperium bust into the room?
No, the Castro Pharmaceutical Service.
Wow.
So thoughts. We're considering this, right, being season 1 finale. What I'm wondering though is Fergus kind of got himself out of the immediate situation pretty nicely here.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is that Evelyn also did,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious if maybe what we want to do is have the second season be following 2 different sets of people, and Evelyn and Fergus are doing their own thing while Ode, Dylan, Till, and Ziva are continuing.
And then Jared and I can
Exactly.
we can just find a time.
We can find another time to do
just
the alternate stuff, right?
Yeah.
And one that would probably be more flexible, right?
Yeah.
Are y'all done with that? Does that sound good?
So
Sounds
what do you
fine
think?
to me.
So we would keep doing Elysian Road normal time,
Okay.
but then we'd have Evelyn and Fergus doing their thing.
So would Connor make another character for this one?
Well, that's the thing, right? You could. Either way, Connor, it's up to you, right?
Okay.
Right, you can make another character for this section of it, and then we could do the Evelyn and Fergus sideshow.
I'm up with I'm up with that.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
You're up with that? You're not down with that?
Yeah. No, I am.
I'm up for that, or I'm down
Yeah.
with that.
I'm up with that.
He's both.
Yeah.
I'm down for that, and that works too.
No, down for that is weird.
Cool. Yeah, I'm really satisfied with that being the next direction of this show. I'm happy because that means we get to do more Elysian Road.
Yeah.
We don't have to stop. Cool.
That seem my storyline with that character, did that seem weird in any way to any of you people?
I thought it was fine.
Weird as in
Like,
Weird as in
not
what
my
Evelyn would do. That's exactly what Evelyn would do.
it was
Walk into
very
a
much
room
something
and
Evelyn would do. It's
demand-
very
Yeah.
felt very foreshadowed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Walking into a room and demanding that people listen. Yes.
Okay, awesome. So I mean, this is the official end of season 1, but season 2 will probably begin not too long after this. So the question would be then, real quick then, so next week Carly can't make it. What are we thinking? Would we want to just do a one shot or something like that, or
Josh and David could play with some of one of the.
Could play 2 of the other revolutionaries.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the interchangeable nature probably of these revolutionaries would probably be easy to do, honestly.
I mean,
if we
I can
wanted to.
totally play a revolutionary. That is not hard to do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that would be fun if we wanted to just start with a bang with Evelyn and Fergus leading a revolution to go save this dude. Would be a thing. Okay, yeah, I'm down with it. Until Josh just got the scarf out. Okay, cool.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I think so.
I have like the
So-
whole hipster flannel look I could pull
Yeah.
out.
Man, so Elysian Road just got a little more complicated, so I'm into it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what's cool, right, is after this situation, we could very easily just bring everybody back together again, right? Once if Jared has Fridays again. It wouldn't be that hard to do. And then there you go, season 3, right? Like
Yeah.
yeah, cool. It's nice when a plan comes together very nicely.
Plan.
Yeah. And by plan I mean just an accident. Happy accident.
No such thing. We don't make mistakes. Just happy little accidents.
Yeah, that's what I was
Happy
thinking.
little tree.
Connor, were you saying something?
So next week we're going to do. It
We'd
with
start with
Evelyn
Evelyn and Fergus's thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds like fun.
Awesome. All right, well, let's do beliefs. I was gonna say beliefs and instincts. Let's do goals.
Oh wow! I did not do those because I was thinking this was the last. Oh man.
I
The
didn't
goal
realize
farmer
one.
didn't farm goals this time.
Yeah, if you haven't thought of one, just quickly write them in. Dylan.
Yeah, I just changed mine because I realized that.
Buy a new compad and buy Ziva new clothes.
I feel like it should have been my job to complicate those more.
Yeah.
But
We didn't go over them in the beginning. So.
I mean, I looked at them in the beginning. I knew what they were. I just honestly, I didn't think that it just felt weird to put any weight on those things. It was so simple.
Okay, here. Buy Ziva something, because I made a roll to get her the sword.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
The trade.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, by the of something makes total sense. And yeah, I didn't mean like this. Yeah. Yeah, it's just an issue of like I just kind of gave them to you.
Yeah.
And it just felt weird to be like, well, it turns out that the guy who's selling the compads is a real jerk, and you're gonna have to like.
Like every other time. we've
Right.
done it.
That's just
He
we've done a
spends
lot of it.
6 hours as he tells you about all
Yeah.
of the different warranties
Yeah, so you can take
And you
take an
say
XP.
no thank you.
Yeah.
anytime.
Boom! Got totally believable goals.
All right. So yeah, you can take an XP, Dylan. Evelyn.
Goals.
Mhm.
Be a general.
You did it. Congratulations. You get 2 XP because you were working on that last time.
Find him.
Should have like this.
Still working on that. You can bank another XP.
Deal with my past. Make something of my future.
You're working towards it. So you can bank 1 XP.
And you were going to be working on that for a long time. That's super big.
Uh-huh.
I mean, No, I feel like I've accomplished that.
I mean, you've made a path to make something of your future,
Right.
but you haven't made something of your future yet. Your future's still ahead of you. When you actually like rescue him and like start some sort of like actual like anti-Imperium revolution, that would be making something of your future.
You set yourself.
But you can certainly keep those long-standing goals and just like get a bunch of XP.
Can you level up more than once per session?
It's
I
just
think so.
So you could totally power level this way then.
I think you just have that one goal slot that you keep doing minor goals with.
Pose, but
It's up to
I
you.
don't know. That's not necessarily the.
If you want to, you could rewrite that to just be something you accomplished in this session.
That's what I thought. That's what I was.
I mean, it's too vague. Like you didn't actually make something of your future because
The
that would have
problem
to mean
with
something
making
pretty.
The most poetic is that then they're impossible.
That's why those sorts of things make good first sections of Burning Wheel Beliefs, but not good second
Right.
sections of Burning Wheel
That
Beliefs.
was my issue with Burning Wheel Beliefs, is that both parts were that way, and then I never did any of them.
Yeah, the thing with goals in Stars Without Number is that they're just the second section of Burning Wheel
I will
Beliefs.
do X.
I will do X.
It doesn't matter why.
Yeah.
Ha ha. Get it?
Oh my god.
That's pretty good.
Sorry. Anyways,
It's pretty funny.
thanks.
Okay.
And my argument is just the fact that she worked through all of this in her head, that she dealt with her past. She's going
So then deal with their past was your goal.
okay, but she has made something of her future. Not that
Well,
she has accomplished something.
Except you haven't dealt with your past. Yeah, like that's the issue, Connor. Like dealing with your past is a bigger thing than that.
And making something of
Okay,
your future
confront
is-
my past.
Confront your past is fine. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and making something of your future making something means you've done something. You've
Yeah.
set yourself up to make something.
But yeah, if you want to confront your past, you've done it.
Okay,
Solidify that.
Fergus.
that makes more sense.
Sorry, yeah.
Yes.
Start work on the Hephaestus engine.
Yeah, you did it. Yep.
Find a way to help Evelyn. I'm sneaking aboard her
Uh-huh.
plans.
Yeah.
And find out about Evelyn's past. All
Yep.
of which were foreshadowed in the last one when she.
It's true. Yeah, it's very true. Yep.
I didn't
So,
believe you when
3
you said you
XP.
had unbelievable goals, but those are actually pretty
Yeah, suck it, David.
better than mine.
Ode,
Yeah.
Okay, but put those on the spot.
Mine were find the doctor,
you did it.
get my guns tricked out.
You did it.
The other one I had there, and get Zero tested for me. Yes.
You did it.
And now I'm level 7, and guys, I'm gonna do. Hold up. When I roll my guns, I get plus 14 to my rifle, and when I do damage, I will do plus 6 before I even roll. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Nice.
I'm so happy.
If only you were not unconscious.
I mean, that is a problem. Yeah.
Till.
Da.
No, he's not dead.
That's German. I think. I don't know.
I think
that's the
German. I think it's Russian. That's Russian.
Da is
Yeah.
Russian?
Yeah.
It's German.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's German. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right. That's the Imperium stuff.
Yep. You did it.
Keep the crew alive, which was kind of expecting a final battle, and there wasn't one, so I would say that this
Mhm.
does not count,
Yeah.
nor does. And I didn't really make anything awesome, so.
Yep. That's true. Okay. Yeah. So just one
I
XP
think
for
if I
Till.
actually did much of anything. Not really.
Yeah. You just fenced the Imperium stuff. Yeah.
With
Unfortunately,
5 of us,
though.
it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
do much of anything.
Unfortunately, especially the problem with this episode was there was so much like buying and selling and like, yeah, those sorts of things. And none of you were together except for Odin and Dylan. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
When you split the party, you split the time.
Which is why Crow Inquisitors was sometimes very difficult when with all 7 of those people
Yeah.
or 6
I
with
don't know
you
why we
as players.
tried to do that.
we didn't try to. It just accidentally happened that way. Because like Trevor came back from Texas and he was like, "Oh yeah, RPG, let's do that, guys." And we were like, "Well, we would be a total jerk," so we were just like, "Sorry."
It was also much better than trying to do D&D with like 10 people.
That's true. Oh my gosh.
It takes forever with 4 people.
D&D is the worst to do with more people than like 4.
Yep.
Yep. Well, there you go. That is Elysian Road, episode 14 and the finale of season 1. What a good season it was. I'm excited to see where the rest of the show goes. Thanks for sticking around with us and watching. And yeah, and thanks you guys for playing. This has been so much fun. And yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes from here. So we will be back next week with more Elysian Road. We're going to follow some revolutionaries, and I got to come up with an entirely new campaign, basically, in a week. So that'll be fun. So I'll be chatting with all of y'all talking about that. So I'm wondering if I'm going to let all of you make, like, level 6 characters. It seems a little excessive. I
want to make a psychic god, so...
Gosh. Yeah, but we'll talk about characters. We'll figure that out. So, all right, cool. There we go. We're out. Bye.
Bye.